Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. So, I got this Christmas present last week. It's a Dirt 5, playing it on the Xbox Series X, and I popped it in my machine and I played it, and I had a really good time with it. But I noticed that the gaming media outlets and other YouTube commentators, a lot of people say that it's kind of shallow and a little bit too arcadey, and I definitely see that perspective, and I'll definitely talk about that a little bit later on. But basically, what I want to try to tell you here is that if you're considering buying this game, or you're in the market for a good racer, this is actually a pretty good brand new option, assuming you've exhausted all the other racers. Let's say you're a racing nut and you've exhausted all the racers, or maybe you're not a racing nut and you just want to try something out that is a little bit more on the arcadey side. Because basically, the deal with the Dirt series, now I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Dirt series. My series is mostly like Gran Turismo, Forza, more the simulation side. I played Dirt Rally 2.0 earlier last year, and it was great. Like, I really, really loved that game. I loved how the simulation environments. I loved the physics of it. I loved, having the dude in my ear telling me, left turn so many degrees. It was like, it's really, really, it's really good. It's really engrossing. And like when you start playing that game, you're getting bounced all over a track. But then, sure enough, the more you practice, you really get a grip on these vehicles, and I loved that aspect of it. There was like a sense of achievement. So, coming to this game, the main entry series now, I think what Codemasters, the developer, I think what they've decided to do is make it more arcadey, because they've got that Dirt Rally 2.0 in their pocket. So why not make like a super arcadey, fun, brash, dirty, aggressive, muscular racer that doesn't take anything for granted, as far as keeping it light and keeping it fun. Pack racing, you know what I mean? Where you're always like constantly in a pack and you're trying to break away and you have to make your move at the right time. The real star of this game is the environments. They're totally eye dropping, eye dropping. You drop your eyes. They're totally jaw dropping. You can't really see it in this footage because it's compressed for YouTube, but like, if you notice how bright the lighting is on the headlights here, and you'll see other clips that I recorded where the lighting effects and the weather effects, the snow is falling like crazy, the mud flecking off the tires and slapping against your windshield. There's like a playgrounds mode, where you're doing like stunts on these beautiful bright neon tracks, and you can make your own playground and you can share it with the community, and you can download other people's tracks. And I'm sure that that's a great lot of fun. There's also an online versus mode, but I tend to stay away from online in racing games just because it never really it like breaks the reality for me, because no one races like they're supposed to. Here's one of the playgrounds. I wasn't super enthralled with this. Like, to me, it's like, nah, I'd rather race in an actual race. But that's okay. Like, there's something here for someone who likes this sort of like adventuresome, just bouncing around and doing random tricks and stuff like that. For me, it's not my thing. I prefer always to go back to these really great effects-filled environments and effects-filled tracks, these great weighty cars. There's certain game modes that don't really fit. There's certain game modes that blend into each other, and you can't really tell the difference between them. And the argument that it's shallow really boils down to the fact that after a while of play, you've kind of seen every track, even though they reverse it or cut off different portions of it. You've seen every environment there is to see. You've seen every amazing weather effect there is to see. Weather only has so many effects. Weather is just weather, right? So, and you've seen all the cars that there are to see, because there's kind of not that many. Not as far as some other games go. Again, I come from the Forza series, where there's a plethora of cars, or the Gran Turismo series where there's a plethora of cars and tracks and environments. But just to pop it in the machine and have a good time. And there's four-player split screen, which is cool, so you can have a good time with friends, or let's say you do like online racing. To me, there's enough here to keep it going to suggest that, hey, look, this is better than people are saying out there. Better than what they're letting on. Jeff Bull Central would give it an 8 out of 10 if it was a brand new game. It's not, though, but it's good. So, that's all that I have to say about Dirt 5. Hey, everybody, do me a favor. This is my latest novel, Love, Madness, Demon. It's a paranormal, horrific, weird, strange, dramatic, romantic, past lives and demons and angels and hell versus heaven and holy angelic battles and love. Wound myself up too much. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you read Jeff Bull's literature. It really gets to you. It gets to you.